I'm just starting this week's vlog. Today is our 5th wedding anniversary. It is the 18th of April and it is such a nice day. It is exactly like it was on our wedding day. So nice and warm. Teddy's just starting to whinge at the back of the car. We are going to stay at Laneston House, which is where we got married, for the night. So I thought I would start the vlog here and film a little bit. We're just going to go and check in and get well, we packed light, but we've still got lots of stuff to get into the room. We are in our room. I've never stayed in this room. Obviously I have stayed in this hotel a few times, being that I used to work here, and just sort of show you around. So this is our room. Look at this guy. He is so chilled, loving life. His first hotel stay had to be 5-star, clearly. Actually, I don't know if they are 5-star. They might still be 4. Look at you, you look like wearing shorts. Little 4-poster bed. I think his nightlight will go well on there. And then the bathroom is amazing. Double sink, obviously. Also, I'll show you this properly in a minute, this is new. And bath with bubbles, might have to have a go on that later. TV, and look at the shower. Shower of actual dreams. Look at it, look at it. It's like the size of my bathroom at home. So yeah, very excited. Got his cot set up over here because we've moved it, I don't know if I've said, we've moved it away from us at home in the hope that it might help both of us sleep better. So I've put it next to this seat so I can just get up in the evening, in the night rather, and feed him in this chair. This used to be my office out here. I've turned it into a gym now, but my office was in that building when I was a wedding coordinator here. Just going for a little walk with my little cherub down here, my happy little boy. Just come up to see the owls. This one's got a delightful dead chick in its mouth, or in its foot now. This guy looks terrifying. Ross just said it looks like he could pick up Teddy and eat him for dinner. Look how pretty it is here. We're so lucky to have got married here and on such a lovely day like it is today. Just taking a few Insta photos of us in the pavilion when we got married. Ross is loving it, as you can imagine. This one's asleep. Look at this, back in the room. Baby asleep. I forgot to show my dress, didn't I? Got this from Topshop in the sale for £15. And it's like a denim pinafore dress and buttons here, so ideal for feeding the baby. We just had room service dinner and there was nothing to show you guys. We were really disappointed, if I'm quite honest. Ross loves a bit of room service and obviously it's the easiest thing for us to do with Teddy, and I was more than happy to have room service, but it was very disappointing.
I didn't realise raclette cheese had this like blue mould
on it.
No, it's not.
Raclette cheese isn't blue cheese.
Oh.
We just did bath time in the sink, which was the first time he's ever had a bath sink.
Oh.
A sink bath. That was interesting. Look at him in his new little gym jams. A brand sent these to him actually. This is a brand called Kidsbury and it's lovely. It's very soft. So nice. It's got the little scratch mitten bits built in, which we like for bedtime. And the feet are actually big enough for his big feet. He's been such a good little boy today.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm probably just gonna have to end this bit of the vlog here because of course we're in a hotel room, we're all in one room. Once Teddy goes to bed we need to be quiet, so I might not film anything more today, but we will film a bit more tomorrow. We've just put our breakfast order out, so I'm so excited. Breakfast should be much better than dinner, hopefully. Good morning, guys. Teddy let me have a 5-hour sleep last night. That was obviously his anniversary present to his mummy and daddy. I'm very excited about it. And he is just loving life, chilling out on the bed. You look like such a big baby. You look so big. He's just had a bath. There's a really big bath. Oh, I showed you, didn't I? And Teddy and I just got in the bath together and it was amazing. I just let him just float around. I guess it's a bit like when you take them swimming because it's such a huge bath, so I just kind of held his head, supported him a little bit and just let him float, and he was so happy. He loved it. Ross is just having a bath at the moment. There's TV in the bathroom as well, and we are waiting for the breakfast to arrive. Well, today hasn't started out that well. We've got a completely flat tire. We just went for a walk. Well, We knew that we were probably going to have to replace the tyres soon anyway, but we just went for a walk around the grounds. This little one is napping in his carrier. I've got to keep him on me. Well, I could put him on the bed, but we've put the cot away. Ross has just taken that back to the car. But yeah, our tyre is flat as a pancake, and I didn't realise that our recovery had run out, so we don't really have any way of sorting it out. The only thing that we can come up with is, we're not actually that far away from home. We're only about 10 miles, something like that, like 15 minutes from home. So Ross's dad is now coming over to help us out, so he'll come over and Ross and his dad can take the wheel off the car and take it somewhere locally to get a new tyre. But that is if we can find somewhere with a tyre, because it is Good Friday and lots of places are closed, and you can't guarantee that anywhere's going to have the right tyre size. This is not how the Easter weekend was supposed to start. So yeah, Ross is now just taking some stuff back to the car. Yeah, this one is just napping here, and I'm making phone calls to try and find a tyre, but he needs to go and find the tyre size for me. Lots of fun tyre chat. This is what you came for, wasn't it? So I'm really hoping this doesn't take forever. That's the only problem now, isn't it? We don't want to be stuck here like all day. That will be a little bit stressful. Okay, drama slightly over. We do have a donut in our car. The like, you know, like the little tyre that can get you about a little bit.
Still in this loo roll.
Yeah, I thought you might. Ross, I don't know if I've said, Ross has got a really horrible cold. So we've put that on, and we need to check out the hotel, get home, and then see. I don't know if the place is open today that we want to go to at home, but at least we can get it at home.
You just get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, we can either get it done tomorrow if they're not open today. So we're gonna go and check out the hotel and complain about dinner last night because it was pretty dire. Right, we've made it home. The car is done, thankfully, and I might get changed because it's so warm. This guy's got his trousers off. Hello guys, it's actually the next day now. I had one of those days where I put the camera down and kind of forgot that I was vlogging, and then we had a bit of a nightmare with Teddy in the evening, to be quite honest. He got overtired, so that was where things were left. And it's such a beautiful day. We're actually going out to a barbecue in a minute, aren't we? Teddy has just had the most epic nap. It was amazing. He slept for 2 hours in the middle of the day, which is perfect. It's just what you want, isn't it? It's just what you want. And I need to sort some bits out to get us ready to go out for the barbecue, but I might just send you my Q&A now, because I've got lots of questions from you guys on YouTube and on Instagram. So let me find somewhere to put the camera and we'll answer some questions. Hello. Hello. Teddy has now kicked off both of his socks, haven't you, you little mischief? Before anyone wants to ask me what kind of miracle plan I'm following to have got him to do the 2-hour lunchtime nap, I'm not, and it was a complete fluke. We just went out with him in the pram and he fell asleep, which if he can get, I've talked before about him not being a massive fan of the pram, but if he does get to sleep in the pram and I can maintain a similar environment for him for that amount of time, he will stay asleep. So basically, instead of coming in the front door, I came in the back gate and left him in the garden, and we've just been pottering in and out of the house. So I've just been sat here reading a magazine while he napped. So that was all it was, really, keeping him in the same place. Anyway, let's do the Instagram questions first. So Fiona asked me what happened in the end with Teddy's silent reflux. She thinks her little boy has it too, and that's not very nice, so I hope he is better soon. Teddy just seemed to grow out of it quite quickly, actually. So we used the Gaviscon for a few days, and to be quite honest, it's really difficult to give the babies, especially at such a young age, Gaviscon when you're breastfeeding, because it's easy with bottles because you can just mix it in with the bottles and they barely know a difference, but you have to make sure that you've got some ready, and of course at that age they're feeding on demand. You can't really estimate when they're going to want their next feed, so having the Gaviscon ready, getting it into him at the right time without him spitting it out, like, it was all just really difficult, so we didn't use it for very long. But yeah, he just grew out of it before we knew, really. It was that quick and that simple, so I appreciate that's not very helpful, but maybe just bear in mind that things should get easier soon. Just hold him there, and hopefully your little boy will grow out of it too. Shah asked me, when did you buy your house and did you rent before? Buying a house seems impossible. Yes, it does. We did rent before. We rented a house for God, how long were we there? Maybe 2 or 3 years, and we privately rented, which I think was a lot easier. We were very lucky with our landlords, a lot easier than potentially going through a lot of agencies. And we bought our house in 2014, about 6 months after we got married. However, we were, well, I don't really know how to put this. We were lucky that we had money left to us. It's not lucky because we'd rather we had the person, but I honestly don't know how we would have bought a house if we didn't have that. So I completely agree with you. Buying a house seems impossible, and I don't know how people don't do it if they don't get a chance to live at home for a long time and save up as much as they can, or get money left to them. So yeah, that was where our deposit came from. Alexandra left me a very nice little comment, so thank you. Chloe asked, this one keeps making me laugh, I'm sorry Chloe, how many naps and what kind of times did you give Teddy when he was 9 weeks? I wish I could answer that for you. Remember that 9 weeks is absolutely tiny, 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 and you can't really establish any sort of routine at that age. You just have to go with it. I found that Teddy could probably only stay awake happy for an hour or an hour and a half, so I would think more about not what time to, don't aim for a schedule, don't think about how many naps, just think about the gap between the last nap basically, and try not to let them get overtired. I think it would be my only advice. Let routine go out the window. Teddy is now 3 months and he still doesn't have a routine. I know what works for him, but getting him to do it is another matter. So yeah, I would say 9 weeks is too tiny, and think more about nap gaps instead. So probably an hour to an hour and a half is probably as long as you want to have your little one awake for. Amy asked me what has the peak and trough of parenting been for you so far. I think that the peak is something I need to talk about in more detail in a minute, because it is the results of the cranial osteopathy, which has literally been life-changing, and the trough was probably the lead up to cranial osteopathy, because we just went through a phase where I thought it was supposed to be getting easier anytime soon, and it just seemed to be getting more difficult. He was just really unsettled all the time and really unhappy, and I just didn't really know what to do for him, and I felt like I was doing not a very good job. I keep looking at him, by the way, and he's smiling at me. So it's probably just that lead up to thinking I should be better at this and things should be getting easier, and then not, and then the cranial osteopathy is a peak, and that deserves a bit more chat than that, so I will come back to it. Thank you, Amy. Megan asked me, my lovely Megan asked, is motherhood what you thought it would be? No. I don't even know. Maybe that's because I didn't really know what to expect. I thought that, I don't know, I thought it was going to be difficult, but it's like 10 times more difficult. I don't even know what to say. Obviously there's so many lovely bits, but yeah, it's more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Amy wanted to know what my quick and easy skincare routine is. Bless you. Quick and easy is the key at the moment. I used to go through all sorts of products, toners and treatments and oils and serums and you name it, I had it, but now all I do is use a bit of the Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing balm, which has always been my favourite, always, but I live by that now. Literally that and a moisturiser, and at the moment I'm using a dermalogical moisturiser. Yeah, just those 2 products. I think ultimately a good cleanser is probably a good place to start. I'm no expert, but as long as I use a good cleanser, I'm happy. Any other treatments are a luxury. So let's go into my YouTube and find some YouTube questions. So Hannah asked me, how did you decide on the name Teddy, and were there any names that you loved but Ross hated, or vice versa? There wasn't much thought in it, to be quite honest. So when we found out we were pregnant, for some reason we both were certain that we were going to have a girl. I don't know why, we just thought that he was going to be a girl and then he was a boy, and there would have been lots of girls' names. We would have struggled if we had a girl, because yeah, I think we would have had so many names that one of us liked and the other one didn't. But when we found out we were having a boy, well, you know how you have these conversations as to like, if we have a baby, like what would we call it? Well, for as long as I can ever remember ever talking about any babies, we knew that if we were to have a boy, we wanted to call him Teddy, because we both love that name, and it is Ross's granddad's name, but I think he was more called Ted. but because we both loved the name and it was a family name, we knew that we always wanted to call a little boy Teddy, and we did a little bit because there was actually another Teddy in the family, but a little girl, but we still stuck with it. So there was no kind of discussion over names we liked and didn't like. We just, yeah, he was always going to be Teddy, and never like a longer name. He was never going to be like Edward or Theodore or anything like that. He was always just going to be Teddy. Emily asked me, how have you found making new mum friends? Have you attended any baby classes? And do you get cabin fever at home? Emily is 20 weeks pregnant, congratulations. So, finding new mum friends. Do you know what? I've started writing a blog post on this and it has sat in my drafts for weeks now, half written. I didn't want to do NCT. I don't know, it wasn't really something I was interested in, and I wasn't really sure. Are you right there? I wasn't really sure on that kind of set up environment where you are in it to make friends and you're kind of expected to make friends. It all just felt a bit cringe and forced to me, so we didn't do NCT, and it's not really Ross's thing either. But I was determined to always do bump yoga, and that was something I wanted to do for me. Like, I wasn't going in that to try and make friends. I didn't even realise that people would be so friendly, but it turns out I made some really good friends there. I've got one really good friend I made through yoga who will always be a friend no matter what, and some other really good friends. There's a really nice group of us that get together every so often and catch up. We took the babies to a baby sensory room the other day. We've met for, I say coffee, I don't drink coffee, but you know, that's what we meet for. And they are at the end of a message if any of us have got any questions, anything like that. So bump yoga was perfect for me because it was that into making friends if I wanted to, but there was like no pressure. If I didn't want to make friends, I could have kept myself to myself. We also did hypnobirthing, and again, same thing. We did that for ourselves, and it was up to us really if we got involved in it, kind of conversations or friendships, but that was quite a small group, so there's only 5 couples, and we've made, well, I say we, the girls have kept in touch more than the guys, obviously, because they're all back at work, but they're a lovely group of girls as well, and I'm really glad that we've stayed friends. So again, it was that kind of non-set up situation where I could make friends if I wanted to make friends. So that's the 2 main ways, and I've got a few other friends, like friends from before that have babies, so they're useful as well to have like mum friends. And baby classes, we do baby sensory every Friday morning, and a couple of our bump yoga friends go as well, so I already had friends there, but of course I chat and make friends with other girls there as well. And yes, I do get cabin fever being at home. I get myself in my head a little bit and think that I can't cope with going out, and then I go out and realise that it's often much easier because he seems to be quite settled when we go out, and the car and the pram and things like that kind of help him sleep. So yeah, I get cabin fever and I get inside my head, and really I just need to get out. Miss Earthling, what did you do for work before having the little one? I am a personal assistant, and I've done that for a few years. Before that I worked for a charity and their fundraising team, and before that I was a wedding coordinator. What does Ross do? Something to do with mortgages, that's all I can tell you because that's all I know. How would you describe motherhood in 3 words? Difficult, overwhelming, and I'm trying to think of the right positive word to just sum it all up because there's so many positives. What is the right word? Just like, it's just, I don't know how to do it in 1 word. It's just love like you've never experienced and you can never expect to experience. Favourite resources for new mums. God, that feels like a whole video in itself. Well, for one, a bouncy chair, which he is sat in right now, because I don't know what I would do with him, like, if he didn't have somewhere to sit and I just carry him around in his chair everywhere. We use the Snuggle bath. I mean, all of these things, I've had people hate these things and other people love these things, so every family, every baby is different, they like different things. That's one thing I am definitely noticing, every baby is very different. But the Snuggle bath we really enjoy for him. Sleepyhead really works for him. Baby carrier, oh my god, I wouldn't be without my baby carrier. No, we wouldn't have survived without that at times. That's the only way I can get him to sleep sometimes, and the only way that calms his base down. Yeah. What do you think? And there's a few useless things as well. What else have we not enjoyed? while I'm on the subject. I bought like a cover-up thing that I was going to use when I fed him, and that's just a faff, and I don't care about getting my boob out. Well, I'm pretty discreet. Is there anything else that we wish we didn't have? Oh, we bought this really nice swinging chair, you know, it does plug it in, does it itself. Never used it once. Feel like there may have been a question on Twitter, but I can't find it now. So if you sent me a question on Twitter, I'm really sorry. Leave it in the comments below and I will answer it next time. I'm sorry. Oh, here's my chubby little bug. Here's my chubby little bug. So, quick one on cranial osteopathy. Went for our first session this week. Oh my god, this little boy is a whole new baby. He's so chilled, so chilled. She had a feel of his head. I'm going to write a blog post about it, and I will go into detail as to what happens during a session of cranial osteopathy. Then I feel like it'll be easier. I get my words mixed up and it'll be easier for me to write it all down, and I can do that when I've got a bit more time to kind of give it some proper thought. But basically she spent some time asking me some questions about the birth, about the pregnancy. She had a little feel of this one, so she kind of put her hand under his bum, over his tummy, felt his rhythm, and then she spent some time feeling his head. And well, what struck me first of all, as soon as she picked him up, she was like, he is solid, and not in a good way, like tense solid. And she felt his head and she said, God, his head is rock solid, and again, not in a good way. And she spent some time, I couldn't really tell what she was doing, but kind of like softly manipulating his head, sort of massage, and she managed to loosen him up a little bit. She felt all through his shoulders, all through his spine, and kind of gave him a little massage. He looked so cute on the massage bed. And basically summarised, yeah, he's holding a lot of tension, and she explained what that can do for him in terms of his mood. And she suggested that we do kind of 2, maybe 3 sessions, and she strongly believed that she could help him. And I really enjoyed like spending some time with her. She seemed so knowledgeable. I really trusted everything she said, and yeah, she just seemed like she knew what she was doing. And so I booked a follow-up session, but I also kind of wanted to go away and think about, you know, whether I could see a difference in him, because I wanted to see some difference in his mood, just see him a little bit brighter and things like that, before we went back for another. And I honestly think that she swapped my baby. He is so much more relaxed. Like, I just can't believe how much more relaxed he is, and so much happier. Like, he just smiles so much more, and I can kind of, if I need to go to the toilet, I can leave him for 2 minutes. I know that he's not going to cry, and I can put him in one place for longer without him getting agitated. So, you know, he's got more of an attention span under his mat, or you know, his baby gym, or just sat in his chair for a little bit with a toy. It's just fascinating to see such a change in him. And his sleep at night has actually improved slightly as well. So literally, we went with the session on Tuesday, and by Tuesday night his night was a lot calmer, and he didn't wake up as much, and I was able to soothe him without feeding him and then put him back down for another sleep. Things I could never do before. Could I? And I mean, obviously you saw the other night he gave us 5 hours sleep, which he has not done for a long time. He has done that stretch before, once or twice, but not for a long time. So if your little one, I mean, I had an overwhelming response of people saying they felt the same about motherhood when I talked about how difficult the first 3 months had been, and when I talked about his mood. So I know there's lots of you out there feeling the same, and if you think that something like that could benefit your little one, just give it a go. Just take them and find out. And if you've got any questions, come and ask me, because I really believe in it. It's really helped you, hasn't it? Yay! Good morning, guys. It's Easter Sunday, and I was just thinking about the fact that I sometimes dip in and out of days on the vlog. And like yesterday, I literally just did the Q&A and my little cranial osteopathy chat. And I feel bad, like I feel like it's not kind of, doesn't really make sense, but then I realised that it makes no odds to you what day it is, does it? As long as there's something half decent for you to watch. So there we go. Last night we just went to a barbecue at friends, and then had to settle a bit of a stressed out Teddy by the time we got home, but that's all done now. and it is a beautiful day. I'm about to get really embarrassed because there's people cycling past me. I'm not going to carry on talking to myself. Hang on. Anyway, as I was saying, it's Easter Sunday and we're going to Ross's mum and dad's for a roast dinner, and we would usually drive. They live kind of across the other side of town, which would be like 10 minutes in the car and apparently like a 50-minute walk. We've never actually walked it before, but we've decided that I am going to walk there with Teddy, because then hopefully he will get to sleep. Because yesterday we walked down to Tesco with him and he fell asleep in the pram on the way there, and then he did a 2-hour lunchtime nap, which is literally the dream. So if I can get him to sleep now on the way there, then that would be really good, and he could carry on his little nap there in his pram, which would be ideal. So we're hoping that that's going to happen. He'll probably get a bit whingy in a minute, and hopefully that will lead to a sleep. And then Ross is driving, so that we've got the car. So if I need him to pick us up, then he can. So yeah, if I need him to pick me up, then he can do that. But also then we can just drive back. So if it gets late and we just want to get back quick, then we've got the car with us. So wish me luck that this baby goes to sleep in the next few minutes. Okay, mission get the baby to sleep is a success, although I am slightly concerned that I'm walking in the wrong direction. I don't really know the way. I'm kind of just making it up as I go along. Could be walking completely the wrong direction. Right, I've nearly made it. I am sweating. It is so hot. I don't know what it is, but I think it's like high 20s, like maybe like 28 degrees. That's what it was yesterday, and it feels the same. But I've made it. He's still asleep. I definitely came the wrong way because it took me about an hour, and it shouldn't have taken quite that long. But at least he's been asleep for a long time. Hopefully he'll carry on his nap in the garden now. Teddy had such a lovely time. Well, we all had a lovely time at Ross's parents today. We had a lovely roast dinner, sat in the garden. It was such a beautiful day. In the shade, it was like the perfect temperature. These are our eggs. Ross has got the dairy milk crunchy egg, and I have got the Yorkie raisin and biscuit, and then Ross's mum got us, I don't know if I can pick this up, the Hotel Chocolat Rocky Road to caramel egg. We've got one of these each. They're amazing. I don't know if you can, yeah, on the back the egg is so thick and it's full of all these little treats from Hotel Chocolat. Oh my god, the dream, the actual dream. This guy I think is getting ready for another little sleep. He needs like one more sleep before bedtime, don't you? Little grumpy bum. It's so warm, so he's just kicking around in his nappy. Just kicking around in your nappy, aren't you?
Why are you telling me this?
Hello. What are you saying? What are you saying? Who's that there?
I'll do anything for anyone.
Are you looking at yourself now? Are you looking at yourself? That shut you up, hasn't it? That's made you all quiet and calm.
Yes.
He's a bit grumpy as well because he has not slept for quite some time now, so we're going to go and do a bath and bedtime. Okay, baby was a bit stressed out at bedtime because he did not have a nap after 3:30 today. That's when he last woke up. If my baby does not sleep regularly, he gets so overtired so quickly. But now he's gone to bed really early. It feels really strange. So I've just been doing some blog emails. I had a load to catch up on, and I need to update my rate. What have I just done? Update my rate guide. And now I need to edit this vlog that you're watching. I've just been playing tug of war with Bear in the garden. You're such a big puppy. I need to get my washing in as well. Look, what a lovely evening it is. Ross is watching Game of Thrones, but I've kind of given up on it because I haven't got a clue what on earth is going on ever. And what else can I tell you? I'm sorry this vlog has like been a bit all over the place, but I spoke about that earlier. I'm sure you guys don't really care. Let me show you this thing that Ross's mum gave us that we might eat at some point later. It is a sticky cinnamon swirl which you put in the oven. It's like a breakaway thing. Oh my god, that looks so good. Well, bad but good. Do I have anything else exciting to tell you? Anything I'm working on? We did Bloom and Wild last week, didn't we? My Bloom and Wild link will still be below if you haven't got yourself a subscription or gift, anything that you wanted to buy from them. Yeah, I think that's it. What are we doing next week? Not a huge amount actually. I've got a little dimple, haven't I? Teddy's got dimples. Maybe I have a little dimple on that side. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back next week. Ross has only got 9 days left at work and then he has a whole week off. I'm so excited about that. I feel like I'm like counting down days until we have days all together again. I find them so much easier. And we have our second cranial osteopathy session next week as well, so I will keep you updated there. I will write a blog post about it, but when we're kind of completed all of our sessions. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little Q&A. If you think of anything else that you want to ask me, just get in touch, I'll come back to you. This stupid dog in the garden. Anyway, I'm gonna edit this vlog. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, please subscribe, and make sure you follow me on Instagram if you're using Instagram, and I will see you next week.